And welcome back, everybody, to the Uniclash Summer Showdown. Thank you so much for your patience here today. I know that last match was a bit of a scramble trying to make sense of, but you know what? It isn't over. We still get to catch more action between these two teams because it is a best of three after all. But moving on forward, Fu, any thoughts come through your mind from that last set?
Actually, just how well I think Paper Rex was able to play despite losing to Onyx Rise. I feel like they really clutched up. Obviously, from our point of view, it was a bit scattered, but I mean, they were able to really have a dominant performance in the early stages of the final stretch. We're going to go straight into the draft of the second game here, looking for Org. This is a must-win game, isn't it?
Yes, it's a must-win game if they want to try and bring this to a round 3 and still have a chance at making it in through to the grand finals. So we do have our first bans locked on in, Umbreon, Blissey, and Clefairy as well. So Paper Rex, are they going to prioritize banning this Alcremie here, or do they have something else up their sleeves? I was going to say Rapidash. Oh, they're switching on it up.
Slowbro? All the pink Pokemons?
I mean, Umbreon is not pink, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, it might be a little bit colorblind, but what's important here is now it's up to looking for Org to decide, right, whether they want to take the Alcremie or whether they want Duck. Oh no, they answered my question already. So absolutely not gonna waste any more moments picking up this little supporter.
No hesitation there. If Alcremie is not banned on out, you've got to lock it on in for yourselves. But double pick here for Paper Rex, which enables them to pick up Rapidash along with this Suicune. So I'm wondering if this Slowbro ban was intentional, knowing that looking for Org would have prioritized picking up this Alcremie. That way they could pick up this Rapidash for themselves instead of banning it on out.
Yeah, I think you're right. And without a Slowbro, Solo can really run around without much harm to its name, especially its unstoppable passive as well. But JT's going to take this opportunity to lock in the Blaziken, a really good duo partner with the Alcremie once it comes online. And Tempest T on the Snorlax here. And in response, Rebounds back on the Trevenant that we really like to see him play.
Yeah, I think, well, both of them, both of these defenders having some really great engages, but really that Hornleech to catch out multiple members can prove to be so valuable. But this is something we haven't really seen in terms of the all-rounder pool. Machamp, looking at its build so far, I mean, obviously there's still that final preparation stage, so there could be some changes, but Floatstone, I'm expecting a submission Machamp here just for that additional disruption, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to handle a Rapidash and whether it can even get close to the Suicune given the stun that it provides.
I think that's why submission probably is going to be a good matchup, just because he can run through the crowd control that Yang is going to be providing, as well as the Trevenant as well. But I do agree with you. Is it going to be enough to really chase down this Rapidash, considering you can't really grab it if it has shield on, right? And speaking of shield, we also have HT on the Eaterslat here, another Pokemon with that wide guard that is not grabbable either. So double all-rounders on the side of Paper Rex, as opposed to 3 all-rounders that are looking for Org, without even a backline ranged attacker, Kello. It's going to be full-on run-at-you comp that LF Org has brought in.
Yeah, it is super duper brawly. Both of these compositions, indeed. I mean, Solo does have that range with the Espeon, so whether we're actually going to see the Psyshock or whether we're going to see Stored Power, which I feel like is the moveset of choice that we've seen being picked up more often here. I guess just for the additional maneuverability, along with that sure hit move, but I guess, you know, you do have a Rapidash and an Aegislash for that secure, so maybe you don't need to go that Psyshock route.
Yeah, and I think the Espeon's actually a really good pick just because it has the ability to just dance around, right, with its Store Power. And then the Psybeam able to do a lot of damage because Psybeam scales with the HP of the first person you hit. There are so many brawly characters I can talk about. On top of an Alchemy that in its ult is going to have a massive amount of shield and HP for the Psybeam to really take advantage of. And we're going to have a little Machop going to the central area for LF Org. This is something I never thought I would be watching in the losers finals of the Summer Showdown.
No, I feel like it's so unusual to see Machamp go into that central area rather than that top path. But I guess when you have three all-rounders, one of them is going to have to go and take the reins there. But this could potentially be LF Org's final match if Paper Rex are able to run away with this one. It's really going to come down to this early game and whether this Torchic can get in some stacks. And, well, I believe that was the second stack it was able to get for its attack wave. And
it doesn't look like they're going to be punished either because the Focus Band's going to be able to keep the Torchic sustained. Meanwhile, in the bottom path, same thing. We do have LF Org just running by. Probably got a little bit of attack weight stacks of its own, but danger is now present in the form of Doublade coming in for an ambush. And obviously on top side, the same thing happening, but the opposite way. Paper Rex on the back foot as Machamp is here to play.
Yeah, they are looking at back and on away. They do not want to overextend, especially since these birds are up, but into that submission form to just keep the members at bay. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough as we have this Aegislash come in, Doublade, sorry, to come and shred on through, and only being an Alcremie there's nothing that they can do to stop in those dunks.
No, there's nothing you can do there, but we do have Snorlax on the side of LF Org, looking to maybe delay the evolution of this Doublade by stealing away one of the buffs. It's trying its best. Snorlax not a bad option to try for it, but it's going to be HT able to come up on top, taking down both the red buff, but also KOing the Snorlax there as well. Yang having to use their move to quickly peel away for Solo, as we yet again have another engagement up in this top side. I mean, everyone needs to be pivoting down into the middle because we have another bit of Altaria families able to be soaked up. And only Mira is here to really have a look at it. All of the experience, Kello, all going on the side of Paper Rex.
That's literally all they did. They just looked at it because they prioritized the Boltoy instead. I mean, it makes sense when you don't really have any backup. You don't want to go in and dive as a solo Machamp. Otherwise, we do have Drent being wiped on out. Overextending there on that tier 1 pad. Up in this top path, though, it's a 2 versus 1 as Alcremie is here to provide some backup and see if they can actually take down the Suicune. Eject button has been used to get themselves out of the way, and unfortunately, the stuns from the Surf just weren't enough.
No, it wasn't enough, and yet again, LF Org able to take away the Altarias with the Blaze kick on their side, and going to be able to chunk down HT immediately, popping the wide guard. It's going to be this Aegislash, trying the best to get out of this sticky situation. Now we will have Yang coming to back up the team, and you can see now both teams prioritizing this Regieleki, but the submission grabs in Yang first, and they're going to be knocked out from this little Machoke, but HT comes to play with a huge KO on the Serena as they look for more. Alcremie also going down, and poor Machamp, even though they were central area, they were still shy of that level 9 Kello. They won't have that Marriage Blow here to defend this top hat.
Yeah, because they don't have that level 9, they're just going to have to let that Regieleki walk in for free, allowing that Rapidash to go and break that goal with 30 points. But it's 20-126, and because that goal has been broken, Paper Rex, they're going to look at cleaning up the opposite team's central area. It looks like HT managed to walk away with that blue buff, so definitely going to slow down looking for Org even further.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're going to pivot down to the bottom side as teams rotate for this Reg Ice. These teams are just 5-on-5 we mentioned. Such brawly teams. Really good way to fight out a team fight. Mira having access to their Unite move now, looks for the opportunity. It's going to start running in with the submission. Gets the Barrage Blow into the war, unfortunately, but it's all good because I'm pretty sure Paper Rex has been able to... Oh no, it's LF Org able to actually secure that Reg Ice, Kello, so it was worth it after all.
Yeah, it ended up being the Blaziken before they ended up getting wiped on out. Machamp was able to grab both of those berries, but they still end up getting punched back to the Pokemon Center in the back. This bottom goal has been left on 1 point, so potential for a massive overdunk from Paper Rex. However, looking for Org, they don't want any more points rolling on through. They just want to push on back, take this wild Pokemon experience and get reset for the next fight to come.
It will be the next fight, but there are so many yellow dots on this map right now that I think both these teams will find it valuable to kind of soak up and maybe just get to the next stage of their moves when we get some of the plus moves in for the Regieleki that's about to be spawning very, very soon. We will have 4 Unite moves available for Paper Rex as opposed to 2 if you don't count Blaziken's one. But the main thing I want to talk about, Kello, is that we've got the cake ready to go. And I mean, as much as I like treats as well, Paper Rex probably wanting to take down this Alchemy before it pops that Unite move. There we go. That gives a knockout. Huge pick from Solo.
Yeah, that's the brilliance of the sure hit move from that Psyshock to just make its way over the wall, take care of that Alchemy that was trying to escape, and because of that distraction, Paper Rex in the backline were able to secure this Regieleki and continue to keep the pressure on as they are circling about. But LF Org, they're looking pretty healthy here. Are they going to be able to sustain all that is to come? I mean, maybe they can, especially with this Alchemy cake.
Wow, the fluffy Cream Supreme still going down though, unfortunately, as now we have a huge isolation onto the Blaziken, and that gets cut in pieces from the Suicune as well. The 6-member Regieleki proving to be very strong here in this top push. Alchemy first to jump down, not going to be enough to stop it from crashing in. And speaking of crashing in, here come the scores crashing in on the top side. That top pad, Kello, is on only 15. Oh,
nothing. It's left on nothing now. It's Gonskis, which is going to be a massive threat for looking for Org come this next Regieleki that is to spawn. But Paper Rex, they really have a foothold of this match, leading at 341 to 52 points. So LF Org, they really need to try and get some points on the board, try to boast those levels. But really, Paper Rex, they're here at every angle, every corner that looking for Org are trying to make an entrance into.
Oh, definitely. Huge submission onto the Rapidash. They're able to grab it in and take it away out for the count. A great defense shown by Paper Rex, though. The Whirlpool able to stop the Alchemy from actually breaking that top pad so that they will maintain this lead going into the last minute before the final stretch. We will have both these Reggie spawning, but the first basement Reggie will be available, and looks like HD's already on it.
Yeah, just soloing it down. Meanwhile, LF Org, they're just going to prioritize soaking up all the experience on the board instead of trying to contest this. But once again, it's the trust that Paper Rex have in their members to do what they need to do. Meanwhile, the supporter and defender, even though Suicune is an all-rounder, left to take care of this top tier 1 pad.
20 seconds to go. It doesn't seem like any team actually wants to show this Regieleki any love. Position is king after all, and you can see the line formation now made by Paper Rex. They are just funneling in LF Org on the top side, but massive yawn onto Yang will pop the fluffy Cream Supreme though in the top side, and the fight's gonna start immediately. All the healing's gone because the shield's broken, and here comes HT. K's got 2, make that 4 now. 4 members down for LF Org, and it's only gonna be JT left there with its overheat. Can they sustain themselves and get into the pit before then? No, they can't, Kello. I mean, Paper Rex know that LF Org aren't made up scissors because they've taken the Rayquaza and they're going to go in for some scores.
Yeah, they just ended up folding like paper there, collapsing and not being able to utilize 3 of their Unite moves on hand. I mean, benefit is they can potentially come back and use these to push on back, but I mean, 821 points to 52. I feel like this is the point of no return, even if LF Org are able to pick up some KOs, because there's just not enough Eos energy on hand.
No, there's not. And this is a really dominant and clean performance from Paper Rex. Even better than game number 1. They really were able to engage on and instantly pick off members of LF Org before they can even react. And this is the way you start asking yourself about the draft difference going into this game. Yes, it was great to have consistent brawlers with an alchemy, but that alchemy's healing got popped so quickly because of that damage coming from Espeon and HT chaining away with their Sacred Sword stacks as well. So, well done in the last 40 seconds. We'll all celebrate Paper Rex making back into the grand finals, but a valiant effort from LF Org nonetheless.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, knowing that it is a point of no return, they are going to pop that surrender vote there. So no padding of the stats this time round. But yes, a rematch between Onyx Rise and Paper Rex once again here today. A replay of what ended up happening. No, it wasn't. It was Elevate that ended up making it on through last year. So no, it isn't actually a replay there. But there we go. I mean, Mira on the Machamp, I can see where they were coming from. They ended up receiving that MVP with the 5 KOs, but I feel like in the terms of the team composition they were facing up against, it just didn't land its mark, especially because they got shut down so earlier on, not having the Unite move when they really needed it too.
Yeah, that's right. And I think having both the Serena and the Blaziken is a little bit greedy in terms of the experience, right? Both of them really need that level 9 to come online and have its own self-sustain without the alchemy being there. And on the other side, Paper Rex having that Espeon and the Rapidash, they can just start running around really early on. Just make it all the much harder. But congratulations to Paper Rex making it back into the grand finals. Before then, I think we might have some highlights we'll check with production, but on the battle report you can clearly see the control that what Paper Rex had it.
Yeah, they were able to pick up both of those Reggie Alekis along with that Reggie Rock towards the end, especially towards that final stretch, just giving them that extra bit of sustenance. But unfortunately, yes, no highlights here for this round. But I think, you know, given how everything ended up going, having that Alchemy Unite move not being able to reach its full potential because the shield ended up getting busted so earlier on, popping its Fluffy Cream Supreme amongst the mix of it all, rather than in that back line for that extra bit of protection. They were just not able to sustain their team long enough. But yeah, once again, congratulations to Paper Rex for making it on through the grand finals, but it does mean we have to say goodbye to Looking for Org here for today.
Yeah, I mean, a massive achievement for running through the losers bracket from the get-go, right? They went down earlier on to Kodan on Fibonacci, and they end up actually beating the team that knocked them down and then making it to the losers finals and having a really good performance, I think, in this tournament. I think it's a really good sign that, at least in the Asia region, these teams are still performing so well as well. But the highlight of the tournament will be coming up very, very soon. Onyx Rise, sitting on their throne, will take on Paper Rex once more, one final time in a huge clash to see who is going to be crowned the champions. So, you do not want to miss this. We're going to get that all ready up for you guys. Don't miss out. We'll be right back.
So they want to go farm QRS instead, rotating up to this top pad. They all want to be pushing onto it. They do manage to isolate Zero Aura. It's now just down to what defense this tree can put on. We do see the dive in from the Brave Bird, and the Flame Sweep picks up 4! That was everybody from getting Gambit pushed off the pad. Try and push this pad. Look at the Trevenant trying to catch out whoever they can on the pad. They do manage to find one with the leash, and then there goes the Flame Sweep again, finding another 2. Talonflame with a triple KO. Can you stop this bird? The answer is no.
But it's going to be Leafeon falling first here instead. The Umbreon dropping as well is not going to be good for 777. Do not have a whole lot of HP left on this side. Now the Hoopa going to have something to say about it though, trying to stay with this Mimikyu and support as well as they can. And I mean, Hoopa is just got everything, even able to put out some damage and KO streak before this Mimikyu now.
They have to try and shred it because they have to try and deal with this Umbreon who ends up coming in with their Midnight Prayers, being able to just sustain this fight. And that is going to be a complete team wipe on the side of Stamina Esports.
Coup de grace comes out and sends Zoroark scrambling back to the Pokemon Center. Snorlax goes down. This Aegislash is just slicing through Amaterasu. 10 seconds left. Is Amaterasu going to be able to get any points in? Comfey might need to detach. That's only going to be 6. That's not going to be enough. 12 points. That's not going to cut it. Are they going to be able to find it? Connect on the Umbreon. They're going to steal some shields with their Unite move. Infinite Cyber out from the Mewtwo, but Mewtwo goes down. More Unite moves fly. 3 members down for Enigma. This Aegislash is going to try to go on in once again. Hoopa brought the team in with the Rings of Bound, but nobody is there to go in. It's just the Hoopa.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the grand finals of the Unity Clash Summer Showdown 2025. My name is Ismifu, I'm here with Kelosaurus, and we're down to the last 2 teams. Onyx Rise against Paper Rex. Kelo, it all ends up with these 2 teams. I mean, this is a rematch of the winners final. Let's see whether something different happens this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really the story to be told, considering it was Paper Rex, previously known as MIS last year, that actually ended up taking the Summer Showdown title. But to be knocked down into that losers bracket, they still have that second chance at becoming and take that champion and taking that 2 times. But I mean, Onyx Rise being able to take down Paper Rex, I mean, they are considered quite the titan, so we'll see if they are able to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, now that Onyx Rise has that first game advantage, it's going to be the best of 5, and Paper Rex needs to win 3 without giving away 2 games to Onyx Rise. So, very interested to see whether there's any adaptations that these teams can bring up. My answer is probably not, because it's been working very well for both these teams. Just when they clash, both of them play such similar Pokemons, right? These players all play those speedsters, they like playing brawlers, as well as that contest for who will end up taking the Suicune, who will end up taking the Alchemy. All these questions will be answered very, very soon. I think my understanding is we're going to be getting it up of the drafts room very, very soon. So let's see whether we can get into draft, and then we'll walk through everyone what is going on. But hold on to your seats, folks. Make sure the popcorn is ready. Make sure you've got a handy drink with you, because this is the first game of the grand finals, and Onyx Rise with 1 game ahead will be batting out the Suicune to start. Paper Rex with the Blissey. I'm just going to check in with Kelo whether she can hear anything. If not, we can continue. It looks like I'll be taking over for a little. Okay, that is all good. That is all good. Yeah, well, Suicune won't be here in this game, so while Kelo gets that fixed up, I'll take you guys through the draft. Alchemy, Blissey taken out of here, but that means that Rapidash gets to play. And I think Onyx AXQ does a fantastic job to take it away from Yemu and Solo here, and instead they're going to be giving away Blaziken and Psyduck that's available, and there we go. Yang and Yemu, without a second hesitation, will be locking in these two Pokemon. No, Yang heard me and said, you know what, Fu? We've been playing Psyduck all night. Let's play this Clefable that everyone keeps banning. Okay, and now in response, as soon as you see a Clefable, what do you play? I mean, everyone will just play the Armarouge. Eeyore goes in with the Curse Incense. And maybe for the first time, we might see a different defender come out. No, Illuna will stick by the trusty old Snorlax as well. And that's going to form their core, essentially. The Snorlax and Eeyore are going to stay very close together, right? You know, with Snorlax able to isolate anyone for the Rapidash and the Armarouge to clean up. And speaking of isolation, Rebongs is not going to, change anything. Not going to fix what's not broken. The Trevenant has been working fantastically for them tonight. And they're going to revisit that Pokemon as well. So just looking at the draft, both teams having that Deathbot comp is definitely available, right? Especially Cell having that last pick for their team is going to be able to think about what they want to change up here as well. They won't have access to any more healers unless they want to play Comfy. And with Zoe on the Expedia Mew, it means another all-rounder added to their side, with Cell picking up the Buzzwole as well. HT having a thought about what type of early game Pokemon they want to play, and Leafeon might just be on the table here, and pairing up with Solo's Mystical Fire or Hyper Voice is definitely going to be a good choice. They're going to lock in the Leafeon, so double evolutions on their side to match the early gamers of Buzzwole and Rapidash as well. So that is going to be our drafts for both these teams. With 40 seconds to go in our final preparations, this is the final time for these teams to really think about how they want to play this, which Pokemon to go into which path, because for Paper Rex, they need to win 3, whereas Onyx Rise only needs to win 2. So that's going to be the gist of it all. I hope everyone has liked that countdown into the games, and excuse my big breath here as we get ready. I'm very excited. I mean, I'm a big fan of Paper Rex, and I don't want to glaze them too much, right? Just between you and me, folks. Solo and I go way back in the day. And Onyx Rise, I'm also a big fan of them, but I definitely know Rex a little bit better. But it's so great to see both these teams in the grand finals of the Unity Clash Summer Showdown, because that's where they were, right? Very closely last year in the winners finals, and this time they both had taken a step in a better direction. Onyx Rise now has the advantage. So for those fans of both these teams, here we go. Loading right on in. AXQ, let's get the path here, whereas the Shardacut will be taking the central area, and on the other side, Double EV is going to be sharing some of that experience with the Fan Thump as well, so that both of them and allow them to get that level 4 early on. I mean, if Onyx Rise is going to be able to stop the early game aggression coming out Paper Rex, they actually will have a better scaling in that late game. However, it's very hard though, right? Eevees, level 4, gonna be able to do that damage. You're gonna think straight away that Ponyta had no chance as Solo comes in with the Mystical Fire. But what Rebounds is doing very well is to get that Citrus Berry, get some, get away from Illuna if they can. But at the end of the day, Snorlax, a huge wall to kind of take down as a little treat. Here we go. First engage straight away down in the bottom. I mean, they sense a bit of chunking onto Solo. We'll have to get him to retreat as we have Leafeon now floating up in the top side, helping out this Torchic. Curious to see where the Armarouge goes. It seems like they're going to be rotating up top as Eeyore grabs this berry to come in. They might be a little bit too late there to get any of those middle farm, but what they can do is really funnel HT out of it. Dash has to come in. The Electro Ball just shy of knocking down HT, as now we have an eject coming out from Cell. They find the Torchic, and that gives them a huge bit of dunks up in the top side, sending them into the lead. And now on the bottom side, though, Solo able to getting some cheeky dunks of their own, because Paper Rex here needs a bit of defense in their central area. Zoe comes in to help out, the coaching to help out Illuna there to get out as well, but quick, really good flank from Solo. We'll be able to pick off Zoe as Yamu now coming out with his team will be heading into that central area as the birds come in. And speaking of people coming back, Kello is back on the mic. Welcome back, Kello.
But I'm excited to see what is happening so far. As I can see, the Onyx Rise, well, it looks like they have the lead. Sylveon at that 7.5 mark, almost at that Unite move stage.
Yeah, Unite moves very important, right? And we talked about how Evolutions have access to their Unite moves earlier on, but they need to have access to a great defense down in the bot pad as Cell hits at level 8 as well. And we have now a push from coming out from Onyx Rise. They are going to be able to really get this pad down low. 132 now, Hello, to 54.
Oh, the Rapidash trying to look for a KO onto Yamu here, but they're able to blaze kick their way back to safety, grab themselves that berry and replenish that HP. Luna not wanting to dive on in, considering there's 3 members of Paper Rex there. Looks like they're just going to have to give up away all of that experience. Meanwhile, Eeyore on this Armor is going to solo down that basement Reggie for the team.
AFI's been really good rip of objectives Pokemon, as we're going to have the same thing happening on the top side. Paper Rex able to quickly pocket this Regieleki, and I like the fact that there was not even a contest coming out from Illuna, because they know it's better to fight with a team here. Here comes the engage, Ultra Soul Slam right in, able to knock their way the tree as Rapidash comes in to play the game. Quick Fairy Frolic though from Solo keeps them in the fight, but Rapidash ain't gonna stop at all. They're gonna be chasing down the Dashy counterpart on the opposite team, coaching onto Cell, and a huge eject to come in, and Solo finds themselves in the midst of 4 members, goes down, they will. And yet again, Onyx Rise comes out on top in that engagement.
My oh my, I've got to say that Buzzwole is looking buff indeed this match. Being able to pick up that Sylveon, not even giving them a chance to flee. Being at level 10, along with that Armorage on that team, Paper Rex, they need to try and make something happen, especially considering both of these tier 1 pads of theirs are gone, so they do have a fair bit of comeback experience on their side. But, I mean, it's quickly been cleared away and still no double digits in sight.
Yeah, no double digits at all, but they're going to be working on it, as now we yet again have the Emerald 2 steps available for HT. Before then, though, Rapidash causing havoc yet again, and yet again, one of the reasons why this Pokemon has been banned out so many times. Bit of a dance coming from Illuna after yawning. Friendly rivalry, you would think, but very competitive from both these teams. Blaziken able to get out safely, but Solo now caught out in their own central area as 4 members are chasing them down.
Oh, missed Woodhammer there from Rebongs. Does end up catching a fistful of that boosted auto. Blaziken trying to dive on in, take care of this Mew, but that Mystical Mirage is going to lead them to safety, but not for long, as they quickly get bonked back to the Pokemon Center, and that is 4 members of Onyx Rise down. So this is going to be Paper Rex's chance to overtake that lead with this Dunks coming on through in this bottom tier 1 pad, unless Buzzwole has something to say about it with their Ultra Swole Slam, but it still just isn't enough.
No, it was not enough, and this was the comeback you were talking about, right? A huge team-wide enables Paper Rex to get really back into this game. Massive 3-man yawn into the power nap in the middle, setting up everybody. Just no follow-up, unfortunately. But what they can follow up is a rip on this Reggie Steel. That's going to provide them such a big buff if they can. Mew able to secure it for their team will mean that they now have the advantage in this team fight. And you can see immediately Paper Rex running back to their goal zone. Solo going the other way, though, getting caught out by the Armorage that is now so high level as they look to push for more. Rapidash able to use this passive to get out of the way, unfettered by Rebongs. Actually going to go back in with the Dazzling Gleam, Kello. Someone needs to catch up this horse.
Yeah, I guess with nothing there for Onyx Rise to try and gather, because those birds ended up getting secured by Paper Rex, is just better to play it safe, secure whatever wild Pokemon is left on the field, because there's a lot of yellow dots that they can gather here before this Regieleki that is still waiting to be taken.
Yeah, still waiting to be taken. You can see everyone just lurking the bushes, occupying as much space as possible. Rebong sees the Armorage, gets a nice stun on it, and here comes the Cavalry in the side of Paper Rex. And the Emerald 2-step will land correctly, but just not enough to take down the bulk of it all. And that's Buzzwole and Armorage proving to be a question that Paper Rex cannot answer so far.
No, it's 167 to 219 points. All tier 1 pads have been eliminated, so it is still a really close game between these two squads. It's really going to come down as to what's to happen, but Onyx Rise, it looks like they're pushing on forward, seeing if they can gather some eyes, gather some early KOs as well. Snorlax, they're gonna end up getting caught out by that Horn Leech, but not KO'd as Rebongs gets put to sleep.
Nice little yawn there to get out of the way, and actually goes for that 180 crazy heavy slam onto HT, and that kind of knocked them out of the park for a moment. You have to say, though, this first game is so important, Keller, I think, for both these teams, because if Onyx Rise wins this, they're going to be one game shy of taking it all. And if Paper Rex wins this, then they're back on that clean state, back on par, one apiece. And to set the record straight, Reggie Steele will be the final Reggie before the final stretch, and Paper Rex, oh, they're enjoying this. Onyx Rise not even going to contest.
Yeah, that's a really interesting choice there for Onyx Rise to just retreat and not even contest that Reggie Steele, especially considering how valuable it is. But instead, it looks like they've set up base in this tall grass. But Paper Rex, despite, being out of position there, Onyx Rise didn't actually end up going and interrupting them. But as I say that, Trevenant is able to make themselves out of the way with their Horn Leech despite getting put to sleep earlier on. So really, Paper Rex, they do have the hold of this game so far. Onyx Rise, they need to try and find a pick, and it's going to come down to the Snorlax, but they end up getting picked off by themselves.
Oh, and huge nap coming out from Illuna straight away. Massive heavy slam will mean that Solo's the first to fall. And speaking of falling, though, it does seem like more members can be isolated now from Rebonds. And we're going to have a tray of blades in the midst of it all, taking down 3 members of Paper Rex. And Onyx Rise are rising to the occasion. It wasn't a fluke that they were able to take them down in the winter finals. They have absolutely dominated this Rayquaza fight, but they do need to rip this Rayquaza to cement that dominance, though. We still have the Blaziken available. No! Scratch that! A huge burst of damage from Rapidash takes them down, and they're going to be able to rip this Rayquaza right now. Evo goes in good time. It's going to be Cell that takes it for the team, and Onyx Rise just need to score this next few points to cement themselves the game number 1 in our grand finals. Thanks, Callow. Paper Rex did not pack a Poké Flute at all this match, because these are some diabolical yawns coming out from Illuna, and it definitely paid off in this game. Yet again, landing on the Blaziken, and with 27 seconds to go, folks, it will mean that we are now past the point of a return. Paper Rex needs to go back to the drawing board, and they need to do it quickly, because now Onyx Rise, 1 game away from taking it all, and maybe getting a revenge from what happened in 2024. Last bit of Unite move coming out from Eeyore to try to get a cheeky 60 in, but I think HT is going to say none of that, mate. None of that. Game number 1 going to Onyx Rise. Alright, as we count down the scores here, 559 to 219. Definitely a very dominant performance. But I do have to say that Paper Rex played extremely well going into that Rayquaza fight. But the ability for Onyx Rise to get good picks there, especially Illuna landing on the Trevenant, and then the Rapidash coming through with its Triad Blaze to take out the Clefable, HT on the Leafeon, meant that they could just focus on Yemu on the Blaziken and make sure that they don't get anywhere close to the Rayquaza. At the end of the day, they were able to chain the damage to take them down, but I think it's just a huge display of teamwork that Onyx Rise has demonstrated there, able to really just follow up on each person's engagements, right? A tank is great if you can get those good engagements, but it won't be converted unless your team actually follows up. And despite them being behind, it was Onyx Rise that ended up taking it out. So, congratulations, 1 game away. I wonder how Paper Rex will come back from this. I think the draft was fine, except, yet again, just the Armoroots proves to be quite a problem to take down, and also obviously sell on that Buzzwole as well. So is the play to take to ban out one of these Pokemons, but then you'll be giving up Blaziken, you'll be giving up your Alcremie and stuff like that. So I don't know whether that kind of ban is going to be needed here, but now that they have the possibility of choosing first, they might be able to prioritize something a little bit different. Maybe take that Armorage away, or maybe take that Rapidash that's been such a problem. So I think we might quickly throw it to a break as we get Kello sorted out once again for our game number 2, but it's going to be Onyx Rise 2-0 up against Paper Rex. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome everybody to the grand finals of the Unity Clash Summer Showdown 2025. We are now at the edge of our seats because it is Onyx Rise with the tournament point. One game away, Kello, from taking it all away from Paper Rex. How are you feeling?
Oh, I don't know. Paper X, I feel like there's going to definitely be a fire burning in their bellies because they do not want to let this one go too easily. But yeah, sorry about that. Sable Eyes getting into my PC, causing a nuisance and invading there. So fingers crossed we have dealt with that invader and all smooth sailing from here. But we have our bans. 3 so far, Blissey, Umbreon, and Suicune. Wondering whether Onyx Rise are going to ban out this Alchemy, considering they are in that second pick position.
Yeah, well, they have the choice of banning out Rapidash, Clefable, Alchemy, and really it's up to... Oh my god, they're not going to do any of that, Kello. They've heard what we're chatting about. They're going to be banning out the Blaziken, which means there's actually a lot of good Pokemons, and one of the strategies is you can leave up more than one. So that means you get 2 of the 4 good picks. Yang takes the Alchemy. That means you get Rapidash, Clefable, Rapidash Dark, Rapidash. There we go.
Okay, yeah. I guess that's the tricky part headed on into these bans is, well, there's only 4 that you can pick up, and with so many strong contenders, you really have to pick and choose. But I think Yamu on that Blaziken has definitely been rocking it. So we've got to deal with that one, which means Yamu has decided to opt for this Buzzwole, taking that away from Cell, who played it in that previous match.
Yeah, and yet again, these players play so many similar Pokemons that taking it away might just change it up enough to win them a game or so. Zoe with the Clefable means that we're probably looking for a Armarouge, and there we go. Eeyore hovering over that, locking it in as well. Illuna opting for the Mamoswine this time instead of the Snorlax. So definitely going to be able to chain the stuns from obviously the boosted, but also the Ice Fang, which is actually a decent duration. And you know, when you're in that little icy bit of stun, Rapidash could come through with the Armarouge and take you out. So very dangerous here, the Fangs of the Mamoswine.
I think, yeah, Mamoswine is a great counter into this Buzzwole Trevenant, along with this Aegis Slash as well. However, I do like how Solo has opted for this Miraidon just to give their team a little bit more range over their squad. But, well, Cell, they've decided to answer back with a Dodrio, especially considering that there is no Suicune inside. It's locked up in ban jail, so not going to be too much of a nuisance for them this time round.
Yeah, and also the Miraidon's great at applying the curse, right? But, you know, no surprise that Eeyore is going to jump on that Dodrio, which is one of the best Pokemons to counter the Miraidon. But even a better Dodrio is going to be Rapidash, which has been picked last. Not a position I think Rapidash could even be picked in, but it does seem like Paper Rex is going to give up the double speedsters in favor of HT on the Aegis Slash, which is probably going to be scaling a little bit better in the late game. Regardless though, Paper Rex needs to pull something out of that magical hat to take out this last game, if it is going to be the last game, because Onyx Rise, having that momentum, sweeping through the competition in the winner's side today, we'll just need to win this next 10 minutes. We're going to head right into the game, Kello.
Yeah, well, they've managed to defeat them once in that winners final. It's just whether they can defeat them twice in this grand finals to go and take that champion title for the Unity Clash Summer Showdown. So this might be potentially the last match. We'll have to wait and see what ends up panning on out. But Paper Rex on the orange side, purple side, Onyx Rise on the orange.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Solo rocking it down in the bottom path there, as we now have a Ponyta up in that top side. Not the strongest path, I guess, Pokemon, right? Duo with the Clefairy. You can see the Clefairy doesn't even care about anyone else but the stacks we've seen from before. Zoe going in for more stacks as well. We know the importance of it. But the action starts in the bottom, though, as we have a big chunk onto Luna coming out from Rebongs and Solo, and they're actually going to be able to find the Clefairy up top side. So Paper Rex in the lead.
Yeah, so far in the lead with one of those being able to take them down as we pivot down back into this bottom path. Still no evolutions just yet as Dodrio has decided to prioritize this bottom path. I mean, usually I feel like we've seen the central area go up into the top path the previous matches. And well, I guess we actually get to still see that as Eos managed to grab themselves a speed berry and see what's hiding on up here.
Yeah, well, this is the benefit of something like a Dodrio, right? The speed of this Pokemon is unmatched, and they're going to be going in and trying to back up their team here. Ponytail's the first of 4, though, to the Doublade downstairs as the Doublade gets quickly traded out. Dodrio coming in, and they're going to be able to lock up that middle neutral farm as well. So a bit of a trade between both these teams, and in the bottom, you can see we still are waiting for the defenders to evolve, but this is natural because all the experience is now funneled into these attackers.
Yeah, I guess that's the benefits that experience shared does boast. Yes, while it would be nice to have these defenders online, you really just got to get these attackers there and ready to dish out that damage. 10 seconds left to go until the Altaria family does end up spawning in. And it looks like Onyx Rise decided to actually leave this one to both of the defenders here.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening on this map right now, folks, but it will be the Doublade finally in to quickly get the evolution there easily onto the Aegislash, but so will Luna as well, evolving into Palo Swine as we have more of a tension down in the bot path as these teams look to brawl it out. Yet again, Zoe in no man's land. I feel like every time we pan to Zoe, they're off there doing sneaky little dunks, and I mean, this is probably the reason why Onyx Rise has points to name, whereas Paper Rex still 0 to their side.
Yeah, Zoe being able to get in some little dunks, but also just the Dodrio with that super fast score and speed that it has. Otherwise, Zoe, because they're caught out in no man's land, does end up getting chucked on down by HT on this Aegislash. So sent back to the Pokemon Center as we have 3 members of Paper Rex looking to push on forth this Tier 1 pad with only a Rapidash left standing, but no longer.
I was gonna say, is this why we always see Blissies and, you know, support Pokemon in the with Nurse Joy in the anime, just because they're always coming back after stacking? Anyway, though, speaking of stacking, a bunch of scores coming in the bottom path as Armorage looks to take the basement of Reggie Rock for Onyx Rise here. So far, Paper Rex still trying to access the backline with the Miraidon, but just the damage coming out, and also the levels of Aluna now. Level 7 Piloswine, really, really good there, but quickly gets made short work of from Paper Rex. And now they're going to be losing a defender, about AXQ. Maybe just waiting for the team to come in.
Well, with no Unite move on hand for this Armorage, they are going to have to let all of this Eos energy rain on through. It isn't enough for that bottom tier 1 pad to be broken, but as we pivot up to the top path, Rapidash does have 30 points on hand, does end up getting interrupted by HT just in time. So no dunks for them, which means they don't actually end up getting their level 9 either to lock either of these Pokemon down, and that means they get knocked on out.
Yeah, they do, and a huge push by Rebound is going to be able to rebound people off this pad, and he's trying to defend it, but nothing can stop the Fire Spin, it seems, coming in. Finally, a break coming out from Onyx Rise, but makes short work as Alchemy comes in with a KO there, and so with Aegislash, and quickly they're going to be able to break that bottom goal right back.
Yeah, it is 11-point overdunk, but it does mean Paper Rex are still in the lead. Onyx Rise slowly creeping on by with that Dodrio dunking in all of the little points that it can. Meanwhile, Paper Rex just clearing the way before making their way to the top path. It looks like Rebonks has managed to spot this Rapidash, but it's able to dash on out.
It definitely can do just that, but yet again, all these fights now seems to be going a little bit on Paper Rex's way. They have had a great response in this game at number 2 as they play in on once again. Level 12 Dodrio is a great start for Eeyore there. And I mean, this player is just so comfortable in this Pokemon, right? And when you have a Miraidon on your side and you don't have the best protection, let's say the Buzzwell's doing something else, Dodrio can really quickly take it out for the team. And conventionally, we do have 5 members of Onyx Rise all in the bottom, Callow. They don't care about this Regieleki, it seems.
No, I guess with jump pad available, they can easily take this basement Reggie retreat on back and go and defend this tier 2 pad. We do have a Rapidash just trying to buy some time and interrupt them as we have Clefable coming to join the party along with this Mamoswine as well. Unite moves are on hand for this big defense. Otherwise, Miraidon's electric terrain is just gonna be taking up so much space as Dodri is gonna come in from the sidelines and T-bone Onyx Rise there.
We have all shapes on the map right now. Circles, triangles, rectangles, cakes, and everything. And it does seem like Onyx Rise are going to let that Regieleki in because they've found themselves in a position to get a Chaos Trigger 3. And they're going to be running in once more. Only Rebonds is there once again to defend the pad there. But they quickly have to eject to get out of the way. It is going to be this pad broken in favor of Onyx Rise. And this scores could not be closer, Kello. A small dunk from your Alchemy will still maintain Paper Rex's lead. But what a way to come back from Onyx Rise.
Yeah, that was a massive overdunk up in that top path there, 48 points, and that is going to provide them some levels. But, I mean, looking at the score line, the level lead, they're pretty much on parity with each other. So Paper Rex being able to catch on up. Otherwise, looks like we're finding Zoe here once again, getting some sneaky little back caps.
Folks, we need a counter for how many times Zoe's going in for the caps. Hopefully no more than 6, right? You only have maximum 6 stats that you can actually do, but it will be enough, I guess, we've seen before to give themselves a huge healing boost, especially in that end game. Big grab coming in, full heal from Seldo as they quickly run away from it, trying to take down this Aegislash, but the Wyguard able to quickly let them get the KO on the Rapidash. Sacred Swords to be good for that, and AXQ now has just realized maybe it's not worth it to give it up, considering the fact that focus bans and whatnot takes a bit of time to come back in. And if you're going to commit and lose these crucial items, you got to make sure that you get value from that fight. And it's going to be a Regi for our last Regi.
30 seconds left to go until the Rayquaza Unite moves are on hand. It's just a matter of whether either team are actually going to fully commit to it. As Reg Ice ends up getting shredded on down. The Wonder Wish comes on through with that close combat to give the secure to Onyx Rise, meaning they are able to secure themselves 2 KOs, 3 KOs with 10 seconds left to go until Rayquaza spawns. This is their chance to make a runaway with the Summer Showdown title if they're able to shred it on down.
Onyx Rise taking that opportunity, Luna jumping in and saying that everyone, this is going to be the fight, and they better make sure that they get value out of that because they've used a lot of Unites. Only Triple Trample and Armor's Unite available here. Are they going to be ripping the Rayquaza? They're definitely using it to pull Paper Rex in, but now we have Trevenant and also Aegislash Unite available, and they're going to have a huge grab on the rebounds, the Phantom Forest to come out, and look at this. We have Miraidon shredding the Rayquaza. It's down to 1 HP. Dodrio comes in. Oh my god, Eeyore coming in to lock in the Rayquaza, Kello, and the heartbreak for Paper Rex as their dreams of winning yet again back-to-back Summer Showdown could be broken right now.
Holy macaroni, what a steal and a half from Eeyore to secure that for Onyx Rise. Make these points balloon on fourth as now it's 248 to 616. There's still a minute left on the clock, but with multiple members of Paper Rex taken on down, they're just going to dive on in and get taken down one by one. Their hopes at gaining that second title 2 years in a row is slowly slipping away here, Fu.
Definitely, and what a photo finish for Onyx Rise, able to keep everyone still in the fight. They might be going for that photo finish, Kello, down in the middle. We've seen it happen ever since Fennel did it at the World Championships, but here comes the Mammoth Mash just to knock them up. But this is a player that had such good engages, Kello, in this final game. Their way of initiating the fight really enabled Onyx Rise to come back in. And as I say this, 3 members down for Onyx Rise. I think the photo opportunity might have been missed here.
Yeah, photo opportunity missed, but you know what? Rapidash, feel like we need to play this. What's that? That's running away
I know
song.
what you're talking about.
As Paper Rex are just chasing them down. But you know what? What an incredible grand final set that we just witnessed from these two teams. Paper Rex coming from that losers bracket side because they ended up getting defeated by Onyx Rise. Despite their great photo finish yesterday, they managed to be defeated not once, but twice. And now we have a new Summer Showdown champ. Congratulations, Onyx Rise.
Yeah, big shout out to Onyx Rise. What a incredible tournament it has been for them, and not even touching the lower bracket today, just flying through against all odds, able to come through. And you know, no shy for Paper Rex either. Great achievement, you know, making the grand finals 2 years in a row is no small feat, and definitely put up one of the best performances that we've seen, especially matchup-wise against Onyx Rise, that we've been able to watch. So I hope everyone enjoyed the action, because I think we were on the edge of our seats every time these two teams clashed. But today, it is Onyx Rise, the best of the Asia region for the Unity Clash tournament.
Yeah, these two teams are so fun to watch. I am really, this was just a taste of what's to come at the World Championships, because both of them are actually going to be there. So I guess that's where the clash comes on down once again, whether they're actually going to end up facing head to head there. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was really exciting set to watch. I mean, it's just been an exciting 2 days to watch all of these teams clash up against each other.
Definitely has, and I think we were so lucky to be able to broadcast this action for everyone. Big shout out to Unity Clash for hosting the whole event, and you know, inviting all these, you know, a mixture of world invited teams and also very strong teams in the Asia region to put up such a play. I think just from the group stage as well, we saw some incredible matches. And also OCE got to make a part in this tournament, Hello, and that's something I'm always so grateful for. The fact that, you know, no one has forgotten about OC, so they can still get included in a massive tournament like this. So I hope Splash had a good fun, right, playing in for both days as well, going up against some of the world's very best, because like you said, some of these teams, they're going to Anaheim later this year. This is just good practice for them to know, you know, what the caliber of gameplay is going to be like, what is required of them to have a good performance in Worlds later this year.
Definitely gotta say the caliber is up here. Honestly, I love watching the Asia region. So much fun, so much versatility as well, and they really just pack a punch, bringing so much action here today, and similar but different play styles there. So we will have some thank yous that we are going to get through, because obviously here at Unity Clash there is a lot of behind the scenes people at work to make all of this stuff happen. But I guess first off, big thank you to all of those teams that did end up getting involved over day 1 and day 2. Of course, everybody that has tuned in either on Ghatlue's channel to support us casters, or even over onto our B streams with Finsterin and Cutter Unite as well. So big shout outs there to them. I know we didn't end up having the casters a little bit earlier on here today, but yesterday we did end up having Lobo, and who else did we have? Yes, Nine Terror as well. So thanks for them for yesterday, and of course, big thank you to Fu for joining us for the 2 days as well.
Yeah, and you too as well, Kello. I think it's been a huge success, right? Also got to shout out the other people behind the scenes, producers, right? Ghatlue and Shivam, that have been just producing all broadcasters for day 1 and day 2, and our huge team of observers that made it possible. You know, you've seen, you know, the little tiny screen at the bottom to see both POVs. That's not possible without a massive team of people behind it. Bina, BemKO, Yamin, Pasta, and Tangerine, thank you so much. And then the admins to keep everything smoothly, Tan and Mimic, big shout out to you guys as well. And I think that's everyone, right? I think we have a bit of news as well regarding this series, because this is only the Asia region, Hello, that we've found the champions for. We're going to be looking to the West in about a week's time. There's going to be a huge new range of casters bringing you guys that action as well. Unity Clash exists for the West. You're going to have Europe and NA teams coming through and battling out to see, you know, who's the best in that section of the world. Mad Magical, Lobo, Tano, Husky, and still Agent Carl will be bringing you guys that action. And I think Flisterin and Kudo probably will continue the B streams and the Portuguese and I think it's Spanish or Brazil streams as well on that side as well. So guys, the action doesn't stop here. You might have had a glimpse of what's going to be happening in the Asia side, but trust me, the meta is quite different in the Western side. A lot of different prioritizations as well. So we'll catch you guys there on the Unity Clash Gatlue's channel next week. But I think that's it.
Different
right,
time though. It isn't around
Different
this
time,
time
yes.
because yes, it is West. So 5 p.m.
That's right.
UTC is
That's
the
right.
start of it on the 12th and 13th of July.
Correct. Yes, it will definitely be not this time because I think everyone in the West is probably
Asleep.
asleep. Probably dreaming about Unite. That's probably what they're up to. But I think that's going to wrap up. It's getting late here as well. We're going to get some food. And thank you guys so much for tuning in anywhere around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. We'll catch you next time, next week on Unity Clash. So, see you guys.
Bye.